Now, I do realize that the title of this video is like a grocery store tabloid, but I'm really passionate about what I'm about to show you. And I'm gonna be really honest with you, I'm probably not going to actually be retiring off of the 3 steps that I'm gonna show you, but the numbers make sense and it is possible. And more importantly, this video highlights 3 really unique opportunities that are available right now that you can use to do something very similar to what I'm doing. And since you were willing to click my clickbaity title, I'm not going to give you a long intro of me spewing out nonsense. We're just gonna dive in, look at the video, and talk about how all of this works. So first off, let's have a look at the video and we'll talk about it here. So this is a channel called Wealth Hacks. Many of you are familiar with this channel that I started in 2017, 2016. It's my first YouTube channel ever. So what we're looking at on the screen here is the analytics that YouTube gives me to look at for this video. And you can see it's a very interesting graph actually. So when I first put out this video, it had some little fluctuations and then it just exploded. Okay, you can see the video right about the time that Bitcoin kind of exploded. This video blew up. We were looking at thousands and thousands of views every single day. We were crushing it, and then suddenly, like a cliff, it just completely stopped. YouTube just stopped showing this video to everyone. I can't speak to why that happened, but let's talk about the numbers. Okay, you can see here, I only made $2,000 in revenue from actual YouTube. So the way this is gonna work is not through YouTube ad revenue, but instead, if we go into the actual video and we look at these details here, you can see I've got this affiliate link, okay? Recommends/Coinbase. So in this video, I was teaching people how to buy Bitcoin, which is very, very easy. All you've gotta do is go to a website called coinbase.com, and then they pretty much make it so you can deposit money and buy a Bitcoin. It takes about 2 minutes. So all I did was talk them through that process in this video. Now here's the caveat. Coinbase pays me $10 for every single person that goes and signs up and then buys a little bit of Bitcoin. So if we look back at these views that I'm getting here, right, we're getting 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 views a day of people that are what? They're looking how to buy Bitcoin. And so they're very, very likely to go do it. All right, and if we hop into my Coinbase account right here, you can see total rewards pretty much all from this video right here. I've gotten $10 in Bitcoin paid to me for a total amount of about $27,000 or $28,000 in BTC. So that means that almost 3,000 people watched that video and they decided to click the link and go buy the Bitcoin watching that video. Now it's really important to note that I did not get paid in cash, I got paid in Bitcoin. So let's hop on here and look at the price of Bitcoin when this was all going on. This was August-ish of 2017, right? This video launched right around August of 2017. So if we go here and we hover down toward June, July, August of 2017, Bitcoin was roughly $3,000, let's say. So Bitcoin was $3,000 and I was getting paid in $10 increments in Bitcoin while this is happening. Now I could have just sold that Bitcoin and exchanged it for $10 in US dollars and then went to the grocery store and spent that, but I didn't. I left it in Bitcoin.
I shall return.
And we're gonna zoom in here on this chart here, and you can see that from the time the video launched, when it was about $3,000 for a Bitcoin, Bitcoin went all the way through December, so it went up to about $20,000, okay? With a huge spike in Bitcoin, and that was about the time that my video was exploding right there. So we're gonna see I averaged about $9,000. That was about the average price of a Bitcoin when I was getting paid quite a bit of Bitcoin in $10 increments. So now let's look at the price of Bitcoin right now. Okay, you can see on the screen here, the current price of Bitcoin is fluctuating, but it's right about $60,000 for one Bitcoin. So the price of Bitcoin has almost 7x'd, so 7 times as much as it was when I was getting paid all of these $10 Bitcoin increments. Now you can see here, if we do that math, Coinbase paid me about $28,000, and that has now 7x'd in value, so the total value was about $196,000. Now, unfortunately, that's still not enough to retire in today's dollars.
I wanna be a billionaire.
So I will say that's an awesome accomplishment with one video, but there's one last step that we're using to actually make all of these numbers make sense. And this is the third opportunity that I think a lot of people don't even realize exists right now, and that's what we're doing with this Bitcoin. So let's establish where we're at right now. We've got just under $200,000, about $196,000, but it's in Bitcoin. We know that I probably need at least a minimum to retire with a family, about $50,000 coming in every single year. That's not me living super rich in a giant mansion or anything like that, but that that is me living. So I need something to take that roughly $200,000 in Bitcoin and turn that into a steady monthly income that can be about $50,000. So the last thing that we're gonna do with this is what's called margin lending. You've got to understand something about the Bitcoin market right now. It's crazy. The whole crypto world is going crazy. People are trading money. I mean, money is just moving in a million directions really, really quickly. Now, what that means is there's a lot of traders, okay, people that are day trading and actively trading crypto that need access to money. They need access to quick money, and they can make a ton of money if they can get access to it. So that means that you can lend these people money. They trade on what's called leverage, and you can be the bank and lend them the money to do their trades. Now, all this is managed by exchanges that make sure that they're not taking on trades that are, so unsafe that you're gonna lose your money as the investor. But essentially what's going on is these investors, let's say they have $1,000 and they've got this trade that they're pretty sure is gonna bank them, some money. They can borrow $9,000 from me in Bitcoin and make that trade and then pay me back. Now, they don't borrow at any normal interest rate, nothing close to what you're seeing out there in the banks or the savings accounts. Instead, what I'm showing you on the screen are the current interest rates for lending out money to these traders. And you can see right here, annualized rates are sitting at about 45, 40, anywhere from 40 to 50%. This column right here is showing the current rates for different traders that are trying to borrow. So you can sign up for exchanges. There's a link down below to the one that I'm using right here, and you can actually lend money to these margin traders at incredibly insane rates. Now you're asking yourself, why would anybody do this? And the reason is there's so much money in crypto right now that people are willing to borrow money from you for 7 days or 28 days at a 47% annual interest rate, because they either know or they think they know that they can make a lot more than that in that same time frame. So all I'm doing is moving my money into this exchange right here called Kucoin. All you've got to do is go in right here and you can lend out your crypto. I won't talk about the whole process of how it works, but it takes about 3 minutes, and you can lend out your crypto to these day traders and make a good size income. So you can see on the screen here, right, assuming that I have that $196,000 in crypto that I can lend, let's take the lower end of the numbers we're currently seeing. We lend out at a 40% rate. You can see that's 196,000 times 0.4, and that nets me about $78,000 a year in steady income while I'm able to hold on to my original $200,000 investment. Now, before I get attacked by keyboard warriors here, I know this is probably not going to last forever. I know all these numbers don't make perfect sense, and I'm not actually going to be retiring today and hoping that I'm going to live off this for the rest of my life. But I hope that I've been able to highlight 3 really specific opportunities. One being the opportunity to build a YouTube channel, make money through affiliate marketing. The second being the opportunity in the crypto space right now and the crazy gains that are being made there. And then the third being this opportunity to get a safer but still high yielding investment of about 40%, just taking advantage of a slightly riskier opportunity out there. So the whole goal of this video was just to open your eyes to some of the opportunities that are out there right now, and whether or not you use the ones that I'm showing you right now is fine, but I would encourage you to look for opportunities, because there are opportunities out there to do way more in terms of income than what the traditional life model teaches you. So if you've learned anything from this video, I would love a like. That's how you tip me. A subscribe is like a double tip. So like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.